Living in coastal Kenya, on the beach, on the Indian Ocean, may sound like a great place to be for a lot of people, and for me, it was. However, as a Peace Corps volunteer spending 24 months in a community, there were a few hurdles I had to overcome. There were the bugs, there was the heat, and there was the cultural assimilation. Luckily for me, I had a group of friends that would come and have dinner with me every evening. And our topics were very surface level. We would talk about where am I from, what my name means, what the United States is like, and it would give me opportunities to ask similar types of questions. Where are they from, what their name means, and what Kenya is like. However, most of our conversation was surface level, discussing just the simple intricacies of day-to-day activity, until one night. That night, my friends invited me out to go to a party. And I said, absolutely. So they said, sure thing, we'll be back later tonight to pick you up. So my friends left, and I started to get ready, and I was waiting for them. 8 o'clock came and went. 9 o'clock came and went. 10 o'clock comes and goes. They haven't arrived, and I thought for sure they had forgotten about me. But about 10:30 or 10:45, I hear a knock on my door. I open the door, and there I see my friends, Ali, Nzovu, Fadili, and Kea, standing there waiting, saying, let's go. So I put on my sandals, put on my shirt, locked my door, and we're off into the Kenyan coastal bush. Now, for those of you who have been in rural situations before, you know that there are no car headlights to light your way, and there are definitely no street lights to light your way. Now, I wasn't really quite aware of this. Coming from Ann Arbor, I expected there would be some light of some sort. Well, there wasn't. And so we wander off into the Kenyan coastal bush. But I'm learning things as I'm walking through, because you see, the Kenyan coastal bush is nothing like I've really experienced before. You have sharp, thorny bushes and palm fronds that seem to cut. And of course, you have jagged coral that juts out of the ground all around you. So there I am, walking with my friends, falling into these bushes, getting cut by the palm fronds, and stubbing my toe on coral. And finally, I had had enough. So I turned to my friend Ali, and I said, Ali, kwa nini hati haji ta? Why don't we have a flashlight? And my friend Ali looked at me and smiled, and said, Maikoli, kwa sababu tunapata mzungu, because we have a white person. As my friends are rolling on the ground laughing, I'm looking around and I think, wow, I'm glowing in the dark. The reason I tell this story is because it was a major turning point with my friends. We went out into the evening, and for cultural assimilation, they needed to know that I, as a newcomer, was willing to leave the confines of what I considered to be safe. And what they were able to do is demonstrate that they, as friends, were going to take me out and take care of me and show me around. And from that evening on, our conversations got a lot more in depth, because there was trust built between them and I. And finally, what I learned from that evening is I always knew why, when we left, they never carried a flashlight with them. I'm Madej, returned Peace Corps volunteer, 2006 to 2008, Kenya.